Hello everyone, I, Assistant Professor Abhigna Vaishnav from LJ Integrated MBA, welcome you all to the video lecture series for the subject Service Marketing for Marketing Specialization of Semester 9 Integrated MBA. Well, service marketing. Once it was used to be considered as one of the contemporary issues of marketing, which is now no more a case. Why? Because nowadays, customer doesn't only want a product. He wants along with the product, services as well. And it is said that everyone is in service sector nowadays. Even if you are associated with the product industry, you are said to be in the service sector. And that is why the academician feel that this subject needs to be studied separately. Well, first, we'll look at module introduction. This subject is separated into 4 modules. Module 1, we'll be studying the basics of service marketing, wherein we'll be studying what are services, why study services, service automation, and self-service concept. Then we'll see the distinction between goods and services along with the service marketing mix. Then after, how a customer behaves in a service encounter through 4 categories of services, customer decision making, and the perception towards services through zone of tolerance. In module 2, we'll be studying the services marketing mix through first 4 P's, that are product, price, place, and promotion. In module 3, we will be studying the extended marketing mix through last 3 P's, that are people, process, and physical evidence. Well, along with that, we'll also be seeing the demand-supply scenario, how to manage the capacity and demand by understanding and matching both the concepts. In module 4, we will be studying the service quality and relationship management. In service quality, we'll be studying the gaps model, how to measure and improve the quality. In relationship management, we will be studying how to build relationships with our external and internal stakeholders. And in relationship marketing, we'll be focusing on customer retention strategies, customer loyalty status, how to reduce the risk of customer defection, and last but not the least, we'll also be seeing the CRM. Now first, we'll start with our module 1. That comprises of the basics of service marketing and how a customer behaves in a service encounter. Now, why study services? Well, in any economy, services dominates economy. It contributes immensely. It gives you a personal competitive advantage as far as any economy is concerned. If you can see the further contribution towards any economy, it contributes almost 60% towards the GDP. It generates new employment opportunity. It's a vast sector. It's a fast growing sector as well. And if you can see the new employment opportunities in service sector, the knowledge-based industry is growing like anything. You just need to pay more on training and development and pay your employees so that to achieve the highest satisfaction. Now, if you can see the contribution with respect to different sectors, compared to industry and agriculture, service sector contributes immensely. Now, if you can see the definition of service first, what is services? It is basically either a part of the product or the full product in which a customer sees value and is ready to pay price for it because he feels that he can get personal and business needs satisfied. Well, services are special and different. Why? Because of some characteristics. The characteristics are intangibility, inseparability, variability, and perishability. Well, if we see the implications in detail, first is intangibility. Services are intangible in nature. You can't see, touch, and feel. So it becomes very difficult to promote. You are not sure about the services performance before consuming. In which, on the other side, as far as products are concerned, you are very much confirmed about the usage of the product before consumption. So it's very difficult to promote. It's very difficult to have patent or a copyright. So what are the strategies for that? You need to tangibilize the intangible thing. Focus more on brand elements. Build reputation of your company so as to minimize the efforts. Next is inseparability. The services are inseparated from the service provider. You can't separate services from the provider. And that is why the reach is very narrowed. Then what are the strategies for that? You have to train as much as manpower as possible under you so as to widen your reach. Next is heterogeneity, variability. Services differ from person to person. Even the same person delivering the same service differs in different time span. So, and that is why it is very difficult to standardize the quality of a service. The strategies to overcome that is use maximum of technology, reduce human element, automate and mechanize everything. Then perishability. Services can't be stored. You can't store services, and that is why it becomes very difficult for in case of situations of demand fluctuations. How to overcome that? You have to match your capacity with price reduction and season-wise stock keeping as well. Well, a very special feature is that about ownership. You can't shift ownership in case of services. So in that case, you have to make your customer feel like an owner, provide him special services like the easier payment systems and all. Now, if you can see the diagram in which we have seen the tangible and the intangible elements. Now, as far as technology that I was talking about just now, the services and technology, in that IoT, Internet of Things. Now, this is a very emerging concept as far as urban cities and tier 2 and 3 cities are concerned, especially in the sectors like telecom industry, agriculture, manufacturing, banking and insurance. And that is why government has taken various steps like Digital India, Smart Cities and Make in India concept. Now, if you see some of the examples of technology in service sector, which gives rise to self-service concept as well. First is McDonald's self-service order kiosk, that is also mechanized. Then we have at railway station for railway inquiries and railway platform tickets are also being automated. As far as telecom sector is concerned, we have roaming services are automated. Soft drink kiosks are also there, which are also being mechanized. In hospital sector, we have scheduling of appointments that are being also automated. In financial sector, the money transfer is mechanized. And as far as utility sectors are concerned, we have address change facility, and as far as meter reading is concerned, that has also been mechanized. Now, the next point of discussion is the difference between physical goods and services. Now, if you see point by point, in case of products are tangible, whereas services are intangible. As far as products are concerned, many of the cases they are homogeneous, whereas services are heterogeneous. In case of products, mostly production and distribution takes place differently from consumption. But in case of services, production, distribution and consumption take place simultaneously. A product is a thing, whereas service is a process. In case of core value production, core values are generated at the factory site in case of products, whereas in case of services, core values are generated in the buyer-seller transactions, the interaction. As far as customer's physical presence is concerned, in case of product, he is not physically present at the time of production, but in case of services, his presence is required at the time of delivery. Products can be stored, services can't be stored. And as far as ownership is concerned, in case of product, the ownership is transferable. In case of services, it is not. Now, if you see the diagram, the elements are given. The intangible events on one side and the tangible events, the physical elements. As we go further towards higher intangible elements, we are moving towards more of pure services. And as we move towards more of physical elements, we are moving towards physical services, the product services more. Now, as far as this behavior is concerned, and that is why customer and marketer keeps their strategies changing over a period of time. And because of that, our next point of discussion is customers' behavior in a service encounter through 4 categories of services. First, we'll look at the people processing, then possession processing, mental stimulus processing, and information processing. In that, if you can see on the diagram, on one side, we will be measuring the nature of the services actions, which can be tangible, intangible are measured. On the other side, we have with us that different sorts of items. It can be people, possession, minds, or information can be processed, which is to be the recipient of the services actions. First, we will see the people processing, wherein the customer's physical presence is required. He must necessarily enter into the activity room. For that, customers' benefits and cost needs to be considered. A marketer should focus on benefits and cost, even if the non-monetary costs are as well, like time cost, energy cost, and physical cost as well. The services like barber and saloon are the prime example. Next is our possession processing. Well, in possession processing, your physical presence may not be required because your possession is being processed. So that is why the production and consumption takes place differently. So as a marketer, you need to focus on the services like refueling, recycling. These are the services in which your possession is being processed. Next is mental stimulus processing. Mental stimulus processing, here our minds are being processed. Services like advertising, PR activities, religious activities, speeches by saints, they reflect our minds. Here you have to be very cautious about the ethical standards maintained because you can't manipulate people's minds. Yes, your physical presence may not be required, but the core component remains in the information form which can be inventoried. Next is information processing. Information processing, information is the most intangible asset in which the information is being processed, where it is believed that many a times there is a confusion between mental stimulus and information processing. The only thin blur line difference is in mental stimulus processing, the minds are being processed. In information, the data is being processed in the services like accounting and banking. So as far as this first video lecture is concerned, that just does it from my side. Further, I'll discuss about the same topic in our second video lecture, the references that I have taken from the book Lovelock Service Marketing. That just does it from my side. Thank you very much. Keep learning.